Hello, Patriots, and welcome back to Mason Cable News. My name is Ky'Lend Adams.
And I'm Alexis Whitted.
Alexis, how was your weekend?
It was pretty good. I celebrated Halloween by going to a dance party and dressing up as Northwest.
That's exciting.
What did you dress up as?
I didn't dress up, but I did go out to D.C. with a couple of friends.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it was. Over the weekend, more than 1.4 million people have checked in to Standing Rock on Facebook. While not physically there, Facebook users targeted their location to the Sioux Native American Reservation in North Dakota to express support. The protest is about 3.7 billion Dakota access pipeline that is attempting to be constructed through the Sioux Native American tribe grounds. The tribe says the pipeline will destroy their sacred ancestral burial grounds and could pollute their main source of water. Many are comparing the aggressiveness of the police to a similar stand-in in Malheur Wildlife Refuge in Oregon in December of 2015. The use of force in Oregon was drastically less compared to what is occurring today at Standing Rock. A viral post circulated the internet saying that the local sheriff department monitored users who checked in, but has since been claimed false by the police department.
South Korea is facing an immense legitimacy issue when an explosive revelation was announced last week. It has been confirmed that there is a secret society within the higher positions of Korea, stemming up to the head of government, alluding to an oligarchy. The president of Korea, Park Geun-hye, has influenced by a former psychic woman, Cho Soon-chi. Similar to what occurred to the Russian Revolution, the country's head is currently being infiltrated by a Rasputin-esque power. This demonstrates the illusion of democracy, the power of an unknown, and a leakage of classified information to an outsider. Che seemed to have considerable influence on state decisions and confidential information. This information was all confirmed when President Park held a press conference confirming the leak and asked for forgiveness. Che has been detained and the country's prosecution office has 48 hours to decide if she will be arrested. Along with the street riots, this has enraged the South Korean Twitter sphere with sustaining trends such as President Park, Che, and impeachment.
Rather than a single surprise, the 2016 election has given us nearly half a dozen October surprises. With the election mere 6 days away, the 18-month election season is quickly coming to a halt. According to polls site 538, Secretary Clinton holds a 71% chance of winning the presidency, and Trump holding a 29% chance. There's also a 66% chance of Democrats retaking the Senate. We want to make sure students are ready to vote. Mason students can vote at Merton Hall, the same building as Panda Express and near Northern Neck Starbucks. Voting takes place from 6 a.m. until 7 p.m. on Tuesday, November 8th. Be sure to bring a photo ID such as a driver license or your student ID. Next Tuesday, if you have the opportunity, make sure your voice is heard by exercising your civic duty.
A new app called College Life has been available for Mason students to familiarize themselves about George Mason University in the Fairfax area. Here's Bria Lloyd with the story.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Bria Lloyd reporting to you from the Fenwick Library. A new app has come to campus called College Life. The purpose of College Life is to help students discover events on and around campus. Tonight, I attended one of their meetings to find out more about the app. College Life provides access to transportation, restaurants, buildings, and events on and around the George Mason campus. The app allows students to discover and connect with our campus and our community.
I am the campus manager for George Mason, and basically what I do is I'm the main connection point between George Mason and the executives of the company, and I relay information about what objectives we are completing each week and make sure that things are running smoothly with the brand representatives. The app is called College Life, and it's basically a way for students to get more connected and involved with their campuses. It includes information like bus schedules, on and off campus restaurants, deals and happy hours, weather, campus news, and it even includes events from off campus as well.
As a freshman, I was very confused about the campus because it's a really big campus. College Life gives you news about the events happening on and off campus. It talks about the restaurants, the menus. It gives you information about the mapping of the campus, which is very important in case you get lost to classes.
Before coming to George Mason, College Life was founded by two brothers while attending college. Brian and Danny had struggled with finding their classes, taking the correct buses, and discovering the hours of the local gym. The representatives of College Life gave us some really good information about the app. It can be downloaded on the Apple or Android store. I'm Bria Lloyd. Stay tuned for more Mason News.
After this commercial break, we'll be right back with the Halloween edition of Freshman's Corner.
Hello everyone and welcome to this week's segment of Freshman's Corner. I'm your host Cody Borden. It's the Friday before Halloween weekend, and this week I'm in the Commonwealth lobby to talk to freshmen about Halloween. What is your favorite part of Halloween, and why is that your favorite part?
My favorite part of Halloween has to be going trick-or-treating door to door. I still trick-or-treat as an 18-year-old. I dress up, and yeah, it's my favorite part.
My favorite part of Halloween is definitely the candy. Because because candy's everyone loves candy.
I like that everyone sort of comes out of their shell, and you see people like, they dress up, they don't care. Like someone was here and they were dressed up like Star Wars or something, or there'll be a cat or something.
I like the candy because it's delicious.
I like horror movies because I like horror movies. I just like being scared.
What are your plans for Halloween this year?
I'd like to stay home, but my parents are sadly sending me back here on Monday to do classes.
I'm going to JMU tomorrow, and I don't know what I'm dressed up as yet, so I'm going to go to the store today.
I'm going into Washington, D.C. tomorrow with some friends. We're going to hit Air and Space during the day, and then we're going to go into Georgetown because they've got some October Halloween events going on Saturdays.
I'm going out with friends.
Are you dressing up?
Yeah, I am.
What's your costume?
I have 3. I'm going as an alien tonight, and then tomorrow I'm going as like Tumblr 90s grunge, and then on Monday I'm going as a vampire.
I don't know what I'm gonna be yet. Haven't really thought of that, but me and some of my friends were probably gonna go to a haunted house.
Would you like to participate in a Halloween activity?
Right now, or?
Yeah, right now.
I'm down. Yeah.
All right, well, it's a really simple activity. The first thing you have to do is look behind you. Name as many candies as you can off the top of your head.
Reese's, M&M's.
Yeah, I'm up for a game.
That was bad. That was
Sure.
All right, off the top of your head, name the most popular costume you think ever.
Cat.
Well, off the top of your head, what do you think would be the most popular costume this year?
A bunny.
Any others? Well, that's our segment. Here's hoping that everyone had a good Halloween, and we'll see you next week for the next segment of Freshman's Corner.
American ventriloquist Jeff Dunham is making an appearance at the Eagle Bank Arena for his Perfectly Unbalanced tour. He and his puppets will be taking the stage tonight, November 2nd at 8 p.m. Tickets are still on sale online for $52 before tax and at the Eagle Bank Arena box office.
Last Friday, Mason fraternity Sigma Chi raised over $750 for the Huntsman Cancer Foundation through a fun fall activity. Here's Bria Lloyd with the story.
Last Friday, October 28th, Sigma Chi hosted their annual pumpkin smashing event outside of the Corner Pocket in the Hub. The purpose of the event was to raise money for the Huntsman Cancer Foundation.
I am the philanthropy chair at the Sigma Chi fraternity of the Iders Eye chapter. This event is the Sigma Chi's second annual pumpkin smash. We started it last year. Basically what we do is we just raise money for the Huntsman Cancer Foundation, which is what our fraternity is kind of focused around for philanthropy. Well, we just want to raise awareness for cancer and cancer research and everything, and we're hoping to raise a good amount of money. Last year we raised about like $360 for cancer research, and this year we're hoping to double it, and it's looking pretty good right now, actually.
Everyone who came out to participate had an enjoyable time while also exceeding Sigma Chi's expectations. Overall, they made $761 for cancer research. To learn more about Sigma Chi, go to getconnected.gmu.edu.
November 1st, Mason prepared for the flurry and excitement of winter graduation with a booth in the JC. Students could find information regarding events and how to receive tickets, alumni information, and more. Information is still available online at the Mason website or contacting the Office of Advisors directly. Additionally, senior portraits are going to be held tomorrow, Thursday, November 3rd, from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. at the JC Atrium. Register and book your appointment at ouryear.com with the school code being 700. A $10 sitting fee is required. Happy graduation, Mason.
Stay tuned. After the break, we'll have On the Couch with Gina Jerome, our sports report with Lexi Hodgson, and our discussion on male birth control.
You're listening live to Improv for Mason here on WGMU Radio, heard WGMUradio.com.
You know, it wasn't my idea.
Today's show with our special guest interview for this team in the new conference.
Welcome to a special
It's been
edition of the
a
First
great
Pick.
transition for me personally. I love Mason.
The very talented David Keckner.
I'm great. How are you doing?
Reed, Jonah, it was a pleasure having you on the show today.
Hey, dude.
I'm Ben Simpson. On the phone today, we have Drew McGarry, successful author, writer. You're listening to WGMU Radio on WGMUradio.com.
Hello, Mason Nation. How was your Halloween? I hope everyone had a very fun and safe one. Well, welcome back to another amazing week with me, Gina Jerome, right here on the couch. Once again, I'm very excited to be your source for entertainment news nationally, as well as in the DMV and GMU area. Now, let's just start off with some juicy Hollywood gossip. Celebrity Halloween costumes. So Halloween is the one day of the year where a celebrity might go unnoticed. And Halloween, of course, was definitely upon us this past weekend. A variety of famous faces showed off their costumes on social media throughout Halloween, and we have to give everyone some serious major props for their creativity. Well, my personal favorites? Kylie Jenner had to channel her inner Christina Aguilera and got a little dirty. That's right, she dressed up as her lovely soul sister Christina Aguilera from her Dirty video. And our favorite Queen Beyonce and her daughter Blue Ivy dressed as the dynamic hip-hop duo Salt and Peppa. Other good ones are Kourtney Kardashian and her kids as Power Rangers, Nicole Richie and a pal as Siegfried and Roy, and Martha Stewart as a brilliantly, and I mean very brilliantly, executed Bloody Nurse. On to our next story. Live Nation has acquired Bonnaroo's co-founder AC Entertainment. So, attention all music festival fans. Live Nation has completed a deal to acquire a majority stake in Knoxville, Tennessee-based independent promoter AC Entertainment, who is the co-founder of the Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival in Manchester, Tennessee. Now, For Live Nation, the move gives the company a strong presence in Knoxville and Chattanooga, so I believe this is going to be an awesome opportunity for anyone who wants to pursue music. Now, in Mason news, looking for a break between the hum and drum of a long school week? Well, here's an idea. The 1975 North American Tour comes to Eagle Bank Arena on Wednesday, November 9th at 8 p.m. Tickets are still available on Ticketmaster for the concert next week. So come listen to your favorite band, well, my favorite band, belt out Chocolate, and maybe try to understand what they're singing. But nonetheless, it's going to be a great time. Well, this has been absolutely amazing bringing you some infotainment, Mason Nation. Once again, this has been Gina Jerome right with you here on the couch. See you next week, and remember to follow me on Instagram at GinaJuju and tweet me at Najina_J. Have a great week, Mason Nation.
Good evening, Patriots. I'm Lexi Hodgson with your sports update this week. Tonight, we will begin with the women's volleyball team, who recorded their first senior night victory since 2013, this past weekend. It took 5 sets, but at the end of it all, the Patriots were victorious over LaSalle, winning 3-2. This is the Patriots' second A10 conference win. Congratulations to the seniors and the rest of the volleyball team. The Patriots will head on the road for the first time since October 9th to play Fordham at 12 p.m. The women's soccer team finished up their impressive regular season this weekend with a 2-2 double overtime tie against Fordham. Fordham scored the equalizer in the 87th minute to even the score and send the game to overtime. Mason outshot their opponent 15-4, along with a 7-1 advantage in overtime. Mason finished with a regular season record of 12-6-1 with 19 points, placing themselves as the 4th seed in the A10. The Patriots will again face Fordham in the A10 tournament for the 2nd straight year. The rematch is set for Thursday on November 3rd at the URI Soccer Complex in Kingston, Rhode Island at 8 p.m. And congratulations to swim and dive freshman Attila Kiss for earning A10 Rookie of the Week honors for the 2nd straight week. Kiss placed first in 2 events and third in 2 other events over 2 days at the Richmond Duels. The men's team earned a 230-180 victory over Davidson. The Patriots will host Towson and Northeastern at the Jim McKay Natatorium on Friday, November 4th at 4 p.m. and Saturday, November 5th at 10 a.m. Be sure to head out and support your Patriots. Are you a cheerleader interested in perfecting your stunts? On Thursday, November 13th, the Mason cheerleaders hold fundraising stunt clinics. Any and all current, former, or even aspiring cheerleaders are welcome to attend. The clinic will give you a chance to learn better technique by group stunting and/or partner stunting with the George Mason University cheerleaders. For further information on the clinic and for the registration form, visit gomason.com and search cheerleading. And finally, the Mason men and women's tennis team held their annual alumni event on Saturday at the Mason Tennis Complex. The event consisted of former and current players in a friendly round-robin doubles format. Around 20 former players came to celebrate the event and enjoyed the involvement with the current players. This event concluded the women's season, and the men plan to close their season next weekend at an individual tournament at the Naval Academy. Time is to be announced. Good luck to the men's tennis team. That's all this week for sports. For more information on your Mason sports updates, visit gomason.com. Have a great week, Patriots. A male birth control shot was in its middle testing stages before being halted. The study occurred in the early 2010s, and the results were reported this month. In the control group, the shot was seen as 96% effective at preventing pregnancy. However, the study had to be ended because of the portion of men in the control group felt negative side effects such as mood swings and altered libido and acne. 20 control subjects even dropped out because of the symptoms they were facing. The story left some women readers feeling apoplectic because similar symptoms were faced every day with birth control taken. What are your thoughts on this?
I think that with this issue coming forth, I think that it has put a spotlight on the discussion about birth control and the effects and what women go through. And I think talking about what the male birth control and their side effects are going to be, and people going, oh my goodness, and just showing, but women go through this. Well, not all women, of course, but some women go through this all the time, and we haven't had that same outcry. So
yeah, I agree. All of those side effects that were mentioned, depression, acne, mood swings, are side effects for birth control that people take every single day and have been using. So I didn't really understand like why it was such more of a bigger deal because it was male birth control.
Yeah, I think that it comes down to, we are all capable of making our own decisions. If you have these negative side effects and you want to stop, that's fine. Same thing for women. And like you said, not all women have those side effects. So if they want to stop, they can stop. If men want to stop, I think they have the right to stop as well without it being an uprise.
Yeah, well, the discussion is not going to end here. We're sure that it's going to constantly keep going on, but we want to thank you for tuning in. And you can please follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Mason Cable News, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Mason Cable Network to keep up to date with the latest news on and off campus. Until next time, I'm Ky'Lend Adams.
I'm Alexis Whitted.
And I'm Lexi Hodgson. Have a great week and see you again next Wednesday.